another round of...
I want you to think of words that end with CK.
Smack.
Lick.
Shock.
Neck.
Quack.
Look.
Punk.
Please, no.
Let go.
Please.
Let go.
Please.
Let go. What are you doing?
This series is available on video with teacher's notes and an LRTV writer's kit. If you'd like to know more, then please phone 0181 746 1111. Frank and Daisy compare their holiday experiences and cost a lot in next week's Look and Read. That's at the same time. And on BBC Two's Through the Night education service, The Learning Zone, you can see Understanding Dyslexia at 5 AM on Wednesday morning. That old devil called Love Again rears its head on BBC Two, this time in A Midsummer Night's Dream, in our English Time special of Shakespeare shorts.
Imagine that you're in love with someone, but your dad is forcing you to marry someone else. So, you run away with your boyfriend at night into a midsummer's wood, and then you both fall asleep under a tree. But when you wake up, he's gone. And when you find him, it's like he doesn't want to know you. And he says that he's fallen in love with your best friend. Well, that's Hermia's story in Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream. Only it doesn't really feel much like a dream. It feels more like some weird, confusing nightmare.
I say I love him more than you can do. Yes, I say so. Withdraw and prove it to him. Come.
Santa, where's you take?
Away, you Ethiop. Hang off, thou cat. No, he'll seem to rouse thing. Take on as he would. Shake you from me like a serpent. No, I love. Ha! Out. Tawny Tartar, out. Oh, loathed medicine, hated potion head.
I'm going to be playing Hermia in a new version of this scene, which is great because I've always loved the play. It's funny and complex and romantic and magical, but it can also be quite confusing, especially this scene, with the lovers falling in and out of love all the time. So in rehearsal, the first thing we had to do was to get a fix on the plot. So we start with 4 lovers. Hermia loves Lysander, Lysander loves Hermia, but Demetrius also loves Hermia. He's the man her father wants her to marry. Meanwhile, Helena, Hermia's best friend, loves Demetrius. So that's the situation in Athens at the start of the play. And in a way, I think everybody's happy at the start. I think Helena's quite content to chase after Demetrius. And though Demetrius doesn't really like her hanging on his heels, he's quite happy chasing after Hermia. I think often, in real life, the chase can be the most exciting thing. But then in the wood, this world is suddenly absolutely turned on its head. Demetrius and Lysander fall in love with Helena. So suddenly, Hermia finds herself rejected, and poor, long-suffering Helena thinks the other 3 are just winding her up in this really unpleasant way.
Now I perceive they have conjoined all 3 to fashion this false sport in spite of me. Injurious Hermia, most ungrateful maid. Have you conspired? Have you with these contrived to bait me with this foul derision?
'Tis not friendly. 'Tis not maidenly. Our sex, as well as I may chide you for it, though I alone do feel the injury.
I am amazed at your passionate words. I scorn you not. It seems that you scorn me.
Have you not set Lysander?
And as you scorn to follow me and praise my face and eyes and make your other love Demetrius, who even but now did spurn me with his foot to call me goddess, nymph, divine and rare.
I understand not what you mean by this.
The relationship between Hermia and Helena is right at the centre of this scene. Now, you've got to make this relationship work. You've got to believe that they were best friends at school, sharing everything together, like to a double cherry, as Helena says. But also, you've got to show how, like many best friends, they've got their differences. Helena's bright, and she really thinks things through. But she's also cautious and really unconfident, especially when it comes to boys. But Hermia, I think, is quite different. She's impetuous, she's fiery, and she's totally confident. And I think that's why, in this scene, Hermia is so confused, because never before has she had to handle rejection.
But why unkindly didst thou leave me so?
Why should he stay, whom love doth press to go?
What love could press Lysander from my side?
Lysander's love that would not let him bide.
You speak not as you think, it cannot be.
In some productions, they try to bring out the differences between Helena and Hermia by the way they look. Like Hermia's played pretty, whereas Helena's tall and a bit frumpy. Or they mess her hair up and give her glasses to make her look studious. And playing it like that works in a sort of obvious way because you end up with the boys falling in love with the plainer girl and rejecting the pretty one. But Simone, who's playing our Helena, is really beautiful. And actually, I think that that's a much more interesting way of doing it because it's like questioning the whole nature of human attractiveness. It's like saying, why is someone attracted to one person and not another? Because although this play is a comedy, this scene is touching on some really serious stuff. It's really truthful. I mean, how people, especially young people, do fall in and out of love, and how there's a really fine line between love and hate.
What? Should I hurt her, strike her, kill her dead? No! Although I hate her, I'll not harm her so.
What? Can you do me greater harm than hate? Hate me? Wherefore? Oh, me, what news, my love? Am not I Hermia? Am not you Lysander? I am as fair now as I was erewhile. Since night you loved me, yet since night you left me. Why, then you left me, oh, the gods forbid in earnest, shall I say?
Why, then you left me. Oh, the gods forbid in earnest, shall I say?
Aye, by my life, be certain nothing true. 'Tis no jest that I do hate thee and love Helena.
This is really painful. This is when it finally sinks in. And little Miss Popularity suddenly gets to feel what it's like to be unwanted, to be someone like Helena. It's a terrible moment. Her world just falls apart.
Be out of hope, of question, of doubt. Be certain, nothing truer. 'Tis no jest that I do hate thee and love Helena.
And so she turns on Helena and blames her for Lysander's cruelty.
You juggler. You canker blossom. You thief of love. What have you no modesty, no maiden fame, no touch of bashfulness?
The rest of the scene's great fun. It's really physical comedy.
Oh, excellent.
Insults flying backwards and forwards. Juggler, puppet, canker blossom, vixen.
Let me come to her.
Hermia's going right for the throat and the boys are having to hold her back. I mean, on one level, this is a really desperate picture of how a close friendship can just collapse. But on another level, it's just extremely funny. The language, you minimus of hindering knotgrass maid, and the wonderful way you get to play off between the two actresses' heights.
Fie, fie, you counterfeit, you puppet, why so? Aye, that way goes the game. Now I perceive that she hath made compare between our statures.
And with her personage, her tall personage, her height, forsooth, she hath prevailed with him.
How low am I, thou painted maple? Speak!
I am not yet so low but that my nails can reach unto thine eye. Let her not strike me. You perhaps may think because she is something lower than myself that I can match her.
I think that's half the problem with doing this scene, knowing how seriously to take it. Do you just go with the comedy and the knockabout stuff, or do you work to root the comedy in something more truthful? That's what we tried to do. We wanted to show how all the business with the lovers isn't just farce, it's actually quite honest and contemporary. It happens just as much now as in Shakespeare's time. And so we've dressed in modern costume. And instead of escaping to a forest, we've imagined the lovers running away to the urban equivalent, an old industrial building. The Midsummer Forest for Shakespeare was a place that was at the same time mysterious and nightmarish. Our setting has the same feel. We've just transposed the natural world of the forest for the man-made world of the city.
In Hermia's love I will you up my part, and yours of Helena to me between, whom I do love and will do till my death.
Thou art not by mine eye, Lysander, found. My ear, I thank it, brought me to thy sound. But why unkindly didst thou leave me so?
Why should he stay, whom love doth press to go?
What love could press Lysander from my side?
Lysander's love, that would not let him bide. Fair Helena, who more engilds the night than all yon fiery oars and eyes of light. Why seek'st thou me? Could not this make thee know the hate I bear thee made me lead thee so?
You speak not as you think, it cannot be.
She is one of this confederacy. Now I perceive. They have conjoined all three to fashion this false sport in spite of me. Injurious Hermia, most ungrateful maid, have you conspired? Have you with these contrived to bait me with this foul derision? Is all the counsel that we two have shared, the sisters' vows, the hours that we have spent when we have chid the hasty-footed time for parting us? Is all forgot? All school days' friendship, childhood innocence? We, Hermia, like two artificial gods, have with our needles created both one flower, both on one sampler, sitting on one cushion, both warbling of one song, both in one key, as if our hands, our sides, voices and minds had been incorporate. So we grew together, like two, a double cherry, seeming parted, but yet a union in partition. Two lovely berries molded on one stem. And will you rend our ancient love asunder to join with men in scorning your poor friend? It is not friendly. 'Tis not maidenly, our sex, as well as I may chide you for it, though I alone do feel the injury.
I am amazed at your passionate words. I scorn you not. It seems that you scorn me.
Have you not set Lysander, as in scorn, to follow me and praise my eyes and face? And made your other love, Demetrius, who even but now did spurn me with his foot, to call me goddess, nymph, divine and rare, precious, celestial. Wherefore speaks he this to her he hates? And wherefore doth Lysander deny your love so rich within his soul, and tender me forsooth affection, but by your setting on, by your consent? What? Though I be not so in grace as you, so hung upon with love, so fortunate, but miserable most to love unloved. This you should pity rather than despise.
I understand not what you mean by this.
I do. Persever. Counterfeit sad looks, make mouths upon me when I turn my back. Wink at each other, hold the sweet jest up. This sport well carried shall be chronicled. If you have any pity, grace, or manners, you would not make me such an argument. Fare ye well. 'Tis partly my own fault, which death or absence soon shall remedy.
Stay, gentle Helena. Hear my excuse, my love, my life, my soul, fair Helena.
Excellence!
Sweet, do not scorn her so.
If she cannot entreat, I can compel.
Thou canst compel no more than she entreat. Thy threats have no more strength than her weak prayers. I love thee. By my life I do. I swear by that which I will lose for thee, to prove him false that says I love thee not.
I say I love thee more than he can do.
If thou say so, withdraw, and prove it too.
Quick, come.
Lysander, where's who tends all this?
Away, you Ethiop!
No, no, he'll seem to break loose. Take on as you would follow, but yet come not. You are a tame man. Go.
Hang off, thou cat, thou bird! Vile thing, let loose, or I will shake thee from me like a serpent!
Why are you grown so rude? What change is this, sweet love?
Thy love? Out, tawny Tartar, out! Out, loathed medicine! Oh, hated potion, hence!
Do you not jest?
And so do you.
Demetrius, I will keep my word with thee.
I would I had your bond, for I perceive a weak bond holds you. I'll not trust your word.
What? Should I hurt her? Strike her? Kill her dead? Although I hate her, I'll not harm her so.
What can you do me greater harm than hate? Hate me wherefore? Am not I Hermia? Are not you Lysander? I am as fair now as I was erewhile. Since night you loved me, yet since night you left me. Why then you left me? The gods forbid. In earnest shall I say?
I, by my life, and never did desire to see thee more. Therefore be out of hope, of question, of doubt. Be certain, nothing truer, 'tis no jest, that I do hate thee, and love Helena.
You juggler! You canker blossom! You thief of love! What have you come by night and stolen my love's heart from him?
Fine, Faith. Have you no modesty, no maiden shame, no touch of bashfulness? What? Will you tear impatient answers from my gentle tongue? Fie, you counterfeit! You puppet, you!
Puppet! Why so? That way goes the game. Now I perceive that she hath made compare between our statures. She hath urged her height, and with her personage, her tall personage, her height forsooth, she hath prevailed with him. Are you grown so high in his esteem because I am so dwarfish and so low? How low am I, thou painted maypole? Speak! How low am I? I am not yet so low, but that my nails can reach me to thine eyes!
I pray you, the happy gentleman, let her not hurt me! I was never cursed, I have no gift at all in truth! My pain for my cowardice! Let her not hurt me! You perhaps may think because she's something lower than myself that I can match her!
Lower! And again!
Good! Hermia! Do not be so bitter with me. I evermore did love you, did ever keep your counsels, never wronged you. Save that in love unto Demetrius I told him of your stealth into this wood. He followed you for love, I followed him, but he hath chid me hence, threatened me, to strike me, spurn me, nay, to kill me too. Now, so you will let me quiet go to Athens, will I bear my folly back and follow you no further? Let me go! See how simple and how fond I am.
Why get you gone? Who is that hinders you?
Foolish hearts that I leave here behind.
What with Lysander?
With Demetrius!
Be not afraid, she shall not harm thee, Helena.
No, sir, she shall not let you take her part.
She is angry, she is keen and shrewd. She was a vixen when she went to school. Little she is fierce.
Oh! Little again. Nothing but low and little. Why will you suffer her to flout me thus? Let me come.
Get you gone, you dwarf, you minimus of hindering not grass maid, you bee, you...
Acorn! You are too officious in her behalf that scorns your services. Let her alone, speak not of Helena, take not her part, for if thou dost intend never so little show of love to her, thou shalt abide it.
Now she holds me not. Now follow. If thou dares to try whose right of thine or mine is most in Helena.
Follow? Nay, I'll go with thee. Cheek by jowl.
You, mistress. All this coil is long of you. Nay, go not back.
I will not trust you, I. No longer stay in your cursed company. Your hands than mine are quicker for a fray. My legs are longer, though, to run away.
I am amazed. I know not what to say. course. By the end of the play, it's all worked out fine. It's a lovely happy ending. Hermia marries Lysander and Helena marries Demetrius. But I wonder if the nightmare they experienced in the wood can ever be completely forgotten.
There's a free programme guide for this series available to schools and all viewers. If you'd like a copy, then call BBC Education Information on 0181 746 1111. Nigel Planer stars as Malvolio in next week's